Alright, so we've got a '09 F-450. It's got one key, no fob, it's a work truck. So it's got the manual stuff on it. This truck only has like 153,000 miles. It's set up for hauling already with the flat, or not flatbed, but the gooseneck. So we're going to start it up, give it a walk around. Here's a cold start. So starts right up, sounds really good. This truck is deleted also. There's no DPF or EGR. We haven't cleaned it, we literally just got it in. But it's really nice overall, in great condition. See, the whole body is straight, the bumper is straight. The hood is all clean and straight. There's like a little bit of a ding right here. Maybe you can see it. It's hardly noticeable at all. It's got the wider track for the tighter turning radius. The F-350s don't turn as tight as the F-450s. And it's got these really heavy duty tires. It's got a little bit of a paint scuff right here, but I think that'll buff out. It's not in the paint, it's smooth. The body is really straight, except for kind of in the back here. You can see a little bit of residue there. I think it might be like some kind of road tar. There's a dent up here, looks like from a turning incident. There's kind of this custom-made flatbed situation where I guess they probably stored stuff up here, like chains or whatever for hauling. It's got the gooseneck here. And this is like the super long wheelbase. This is like a 10-foot long bed wheelbase. You know, like an 8-foot bed. The wheels will be like right here, so they're back here. And it's a 10-lug pattern. All these tires are in good shape, good tread. I think they're load rated E, so they're 10-ply tires. It uses diesel. It does not take DPF fluid. And you got your fifth wheel connector there. Obviously there's no rust at all. This is a very clean truck. So on this side of the cab, a little bit of the same stuff, a little bit of damage there, very small. The doors in the front, they're all in great shape. As far as I can tell, all the suspension components are tight. The tie rods, none of them are loose or knocking. We'll pop the hood. Again, we haven't even detailed this yet. It just came in yesterday. You see the EGR is gone. So there's no cooling system pressure buildup, which is good. see there's no blow by, which is good. It's got the twin turbo, sequential turbo setup. It won't close if I don't push this all the way forward. There we go. It's really clean underneath. The undercarriage is in great shape. No oil leaks, no dripping. The inside's in great shape too. It's a, you see it's a rubber floor. The seats are actually really nice. They're not torn or ripped up or anything. Ugh. This is a really good work truck for sure. Especially for like a car hauler, construction hauling, that kind of thing. It's got manual seats, reclining, everything. It's got a little cup holder in the middle there. It's kind of peeling up a little bit, but they all do that. Got a trailer brake controller right here. It's missing this bottom half of the steering wheel cover. It doesn't cause any issues, but it's just a cosmetic thing. Alright. So it looks like there's a trailer brake controller here, but they bypassed it and they made their own. So it looks like it works. Everything's on. The gain works. All the buttons work. It must be some sort of like upgraded over the original. This cup holder is a little flimsy. It doesn't really stay. It kind of sucks, but I noticed that these auxiliary ports don't work. Probably a fuse issue. You can kind of see here, it's got a 153,000 miles. There's no engine lights on. There's an ABS light, usually due to a wheel speed sensor. It's not typically a big deal. So on the radio, I do notice it doesn't really want to turn on. It's just kind of, sometimes this button here gets bad, but the radio does not seem to work. Sometimes that works. I'll get some AC going here. So AC is blowing cold, and while it's getting colder, I'm gonna go take it for a drive. It's got good power, good response. This kind of truck, the way it's set up, I'm gonna estimate that for a fifth wheel hauling, you're probably good up to around 22,000 pounds or so. That's just my guess. You know, it could be up to 23,000, but I do know you're good at 20,000 pounds. So AC is nice and cold. I'm gonna do the heat here, let that get hot. Yeah, it's got great throttle response, very quick. Being deleted helps it a lot because it's got no DPF and no EGR, and it's been tuned for a little better response. So the heat, it's getting hot. It feels good. You got your tow haul mode here, which works. The cruise, I don't think it worked. When I tested it on the inspection, it didn't work. That may be a fuse also, which we can check into. Okay, so yeah, the heater's hot. I'm gonna put it back on AC here. And then we'll get it through the gears, we'll drive it, get a feel for it. We've already driven it like 20 miles, so we know it's good. But I'll show you on the video that it shifts and everything. I noticed on the cluster the plastic is cracked. Not sure why, but you know, could be any number of reasons. The windshield is not cracked. All right, here we go. The brakes feel good. The suspension sounds good. I'm not hearing any suspension noises or brake noises, anything like that. Obviously all the windows work, they're manual. Same with the locks, all the locks are manual. So it shifts through all the gears perfectly. You can definitely tell it's an F-450 because the heavier duty trucks shift a little differently than the 250s or the 150s. I'm noticing the steering wheel is a little bit offset, like barely. Like I'm going straight right now and you can kind of see how it's offset a little bit. It's driving straight, but I think it's going to need like an alignment to get the steering wheel straightened out. Turn signals work. The truck sounds good. It's not loud or obnoxious at all. That's the main thing. It's not like really annoying. It doesn't blow black smoke out of the back. So yeah, testing the cruise out, it does not want to do anything. Again, like we'll see if it's a fuse maybe. Well, I'll get up on the highway, we'll get up to about 60, 70 miles per hour. Get up to highway speed. So I'm gonna hit the throttle pretty hard right here. I'm gonna get onto it pretty good and see what happens. It's got a great throttle, a lot of power, so it got going really quick. And the turbo pressure went up perfectly. You know, it was right around 20-25 psi. So yeah, we're going 70 right now, but it drives perfectly well. It's not shaking or anything. It drives pretty straight. It's just the steering wheel's a little crooked. Overall, this is a really, really solid truck. It just had a little brake light come on. I think it's related to the ABS light. But feeling the brakes are nice and hard. I'm gonna stop it really hard right here. You'll see that the brakes are stiff. They're really good. So right now I'm gonna hit the brakes like super hard. So yeah, hitting the brakes there, it didn't have any vibration or any problems. It's just going to be one of those sensors that's causing a brake light. I'm noticing that wooden bed in the back is making a little bit of a rattling noise. I guess probably one of the bolts is loose on that bed. But But that's it. That's the 08 F450